Hiya, I'm just here with Kev Clark, UK Director of Lions Roar. We're just going to talk a bit about his recent trip to Poland and about the plans for the 2012 UK Legacy Tour over there. So Kev, how was the trip? You just got back?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, obviously we were there in November and we had a very good time then. Met some key people, but this time everything seemed to kind of unfold in front of us. We amazingly found ourselves one morning at the Polish Olympic building, which controls all sport activities in Poland. We met with UEFA, their head of corporate and social kind of projects for 2012, where we literally got asked, what can UEFA do to support our projects? It looks like we're going to be involved in some curriculum which goes into every single school in Poland. There's 8 modules, and one of the modules is fans. They've asked if they can interview us and use some of our projects as examples of what fans' involvement in major championships can look like. So an amazing kind of kick-off to the trip in Warsaw. Add that to the fact that we met some local council leaders in the city of Warsaw itself, in the greater area. Guys who've basically signed off access to 22 schools. So our thought of being able to deliver European Championships fun days to young children who will still be at school during the championship all of a sudden becomes reality because we've got council sign off. We only want to go into 16 schools, but there is potential for 22. When we were there in November, it was dark all the time. It was dark by 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I didn't really get a picture of the city. Well, since we've seen it in the light, it's just an amazing place and somewhere where our guys will have an absolute ball, both serving the people of Warsaw, but also sucking up the experience of the European Championships.
Brilliant. So now that you're back, what do the next sort of 6 months, how's that going to plan out for you? What are your main targets over the next 6 months?
Yeah, well, the difficulty is that we've met guys and seen projects of which, if we took 2,000 guys, that just wouldn't be enough. So the decisions now that we have to make as a movement is, which of these best create chances for change for young people, which of these best serve in line with what we want to do with our guys. So unfortunately, we're going to get to a place over the next 2 or 3 months where we have to make a commitment to our schedule for next year. There's projects in inner cities, there's projects in more suburbs, so it's going to be a difficult time. So first and foremost, we do have to narrow down 20 or 22 projects that we would like to serve. Another thing that we do need to do over this next 6 to 8 months, although I'm not sure that this will pan out, is that we need to gather the team. This has always been a small tour, a maximum of 40 people. So we've got about 12 or 14 guys physically signed up at the minute.
Brilliant.
And my guess is, the other side of Christmas, is that guys will come and say, I want to go. So I'm trying not to get myself too uptight about the plan and about the guys, because I think it'll all come. But the toughest part will be deciding what we can't do as much as what we can do. And in that time we will need to look at hostels, we'll need to look at buses, minibuses, and fundraising for some cages to take across there and leave. So there is loads to do, but obviously I don't think there's much of panic on as what we think. The other side of Christmas, this will all fall into shape.
Brilliant. And so, as you're building a team, can you give potential tour members an idea of what maybe an average day would look like, or what they can expect to be getting up to whilst they're out on tour?
Firstly, it's an amazing city. So the experience that our guys will have on tour will be an amazing one. It's totally compact. Where we're aiming to have the guys live in hostels is city centre. There's an amazing old town, which was the only remaining part of the city still standing after the Second World War. And then there's a national stadium, and this kind of forms a little triangle, all of which is a 10-minute walk between each of those elements. So I'm anticipating, first and foremost, the 10 days for us to be right at the hub of the city, right at the hub of the buzz. There's 3 live games in Warsaw for us to get involved with. A typical day for me will be we wake up in our hostel. We have communal breakfast together. You know, these kind of places have huge places that we can cook. I anticipate us being out and on buses by 8:30. I think there'll be teams in schools doing football coaching and cage work. There'll be some guys doing some light renovation activities in the schools. I anticipate on the night time for us to be right among the fans in these amazing city squares just made for gathering football guys. And then, you know, I expect later on our guys to be having a beer in a pub and just, you know, celebrating the fact that we're in Warsaw during the European Championships. I think as a city, you know, it's different to our previous encounter in Durban because it's so much safer. You know, we talked a lot about Durban and where you could be safe, and it was primarily the beachfront and a street back. Warsaw, you know, has, you know, the whole place is so compact. Our boys will have a ball there. There will be very few restrictions. So a day, you know, will be a full day, and I'm not anticipating days off, but I'm anticipating 10 full days of, you know, serving schools, enjoying the town squares, getting some live football, and just getting shoulder to shoulder, hopefully with some local football fans, to try and, you know, genuinely create an opportunity for young people and disadvantaged adults to be affected positively by us during the championships. Brilliant.
That sounds excellent. I know I'll definitely be going. I need to fill my form in actually.
You should.
I need to get around to that. If anyone else is interested in joining us on what could be a brilliant trip, there are forms online, or feel free to ring up the office, speak to Kev or myself, and or drop us an email. Get in touch and join us on our next Legacy Tour.